then I am your guy. These are going to be tips and tricks to help you get the iZombie achievement. Let's get right into it. I'm LowBatteryPlays. I'm a professional PvZ veteran. Now let's get right into it. Hi. Now when it comes to iZombie, it becomes down to a lot of luck and stuff like that. So it comes down to a lot of luck when it comes to iZombie. I will also start by saying this is very RNG dependent and is almost guaranteed to not get it on your first try. And also, Timmy, you're not that guy, buddy. You're not that guy. Now, I recommend restarting over and over until you get a layout specifically like this. Once you have a layout like this, you can get started. Now, I'm going to start by going zombie by zombie and giving you tips about each zombie and when to use them and when to not use them. The baby zombie normally will die within 2 hits. It can mainly survive over 2 spike lead. So if there's a row with nothing but 1 spike lead, the baby can definitely, get over it. But the only thing the baby's used for normally is just to get rid of all the instas. So like it's used to get rid of instas like squash, chompers, and potato mines. That's the only thing that Imp's really good for. The Conehead is probably going to be the zombie you use most of the time. This zombie is good for rows that have medium defense, like 2 pea shooters, 1 spike lead, stuff like that. This zombie is good for rows with medium defense, such as stuff like, this. But instead of placing 1, you will do a double Conehead like this. Like that, you do a double Conehead. This will be the zombie you use most of the time. The Pool Vaulter is not as good as Conehead, but you will use him every now and then. Best examples is for stuff like if you cleared a row but there's 1 potato mine left, then use a Pool Vaulter. Because an Imp, you have to place 1 Imp to get rid of the potato mine, and then another one, which is 100 Sun. The Pool Vaulter would only be 75. And Sun is everything. You only save 25 Sun, but Sun is everything. He can also jump over chompers, so you'll use him every now and then. And one example of using him would be something like this. Make sure that he doesn't jump over the sunflower. Another thing is make sure he does not jump over a sunflower. So you have to make sure he doesn't jump over a sunflower. But this is a scenario where you can use him. A scenario, my bad. That is a scenario where you can use the Pool Vaulter. The Buckethead, you have to be very careful when it comes to the Buckethead. Because Magnet Scream, we'll get to him later. If you're not paying attention, you're like, well, Buckethead can do that, like clear this lane. And there's a Magnet Scream, then he'll turn into a basic and you'll lose a bunch of Sun. And Sun is everything, so you don't want to do that. The only time you use him is if there's rows with high defense, like a pea shooter, a repeater, 2 spike lead, and like a chomper in the back, where you use him to get through all that, then like Pool Vault to get over the chomper or something. So that's what he's really useful for, but most of the time we'll just use double Conehead spam. Now bungees are useful, and also I'm going to be showing you how to beat this normally. So no bungee glitch or anything. they're useful to get rid of stuff. Like if there's a 3-peter here, and there's like repeater, snow piece, like stuff that even a football zombie would have trouble getting through. Plus, and you need to get rid of this, then you can always use this guy whenever needed to, like, you know, like there's 2 snow peas and a repeater and a spikeweed and 3-peter or something you have to get rid of here. Here's your best option. Especially if there's like a split pea, then Digger won't work, then he will definitely be your best option. So yeah. You won't use this guy that much. The Digger zombie is good for clearing lanes that have high defense. Like if there's snow pea, repeater, and spikeweed, like at the end at least, then use him. If there's more than 1 spikeweed though, don't use him. When you use the Digger, make sure that there's not in the row. Make sure there's not more than 1 spikeweed. Make sure there's not a split pea, a starfruit, a squash, or a potato mine. But yeah, if there's a high guarded row that even a football zombie would have trouble getting by, he would be your best choice to clear it. And then after, send an imp, because sadly he won't eat the brain. So a total cost would be about 175, I think. The ladder zombie, we will not be using him for his climb ability. We would be using him for his block ability, because he's the only zombie that has a shield. And if there's like a snow pea in the very back, he would probably be your best choice. Football zombie would be used for high guarded rows, like even buggerheads can't handle. So if there's a row that has stuff like double repeater, something like that, you will want to use the football zombie, but be careful when you use him because of his sun costs. You will not be using the dancing zombie at all normally. Like personally, the run I had whenever I won, I did not use dancing zombie once. But a scenario is if there's like an all insta kills, then if you place the dancing zombie in the middle, if you do it right, it will clear 3 rows if it's an all insta kills. But most of the time, you won't be using this guy. That is all the zombies cleared. Now, let me go ahead and get through this, and we'll get into some tips and tricks. Now let's talk about 3 people, shall we? Magnet Scroom, 3-peter, and the one that killed 90% of my runs, Starfruit. The main reason these are deadly is because you do not like plants shooting in other rows. There have been times when it's potato mine, sunflower, and I'm like, oh, I can send an imp to get rid of the potato mine, and then another one to get the sunflowers. But then there's a 3-peter that ends up getting rid of that because I wasn't paying attention. Keyword, pay attention. Before you do anything, pay attention to the board. Make sure you know if you have a 3-peter, Magnet Scroom, or Starfruit. These guys will literally, they will give you the most torture of the torture of the torture. Don't do this. So yes, these are bad because they shoot another vote. Magnet Scroom's bad because it gets rid of, let me look, 1, 2, 3, 4 of your zombies. And the other 1, 2, 3, you don't use that much. So you're pretty much stuck to these. So when it comes to Magnet Scroom, you're normally gonna need to use cone head spam to get rid of it. Make sure you target these 3. Target these 3 always. Always. Another thing is make sure your sanity is good. Because there have been multiple times where I think I'm good, but I end up not being because See? I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to talk to you guys and focus, but see, I wasn't paying attention. But the main point I'm getting at is make sure your sanity's good. Because you could be, like, have a good squeak going. You could be on squeak 9 and then bam. And then bam. You end up losing your squeak. And you end up getting set off because you lost your squeak. And you end up doing a bunch of things that you end up regretting. And then you could end up breaking your computer. Stuff like that. So just make sure your sanity is good whenever you go into this. If you feel like you're getting mad, take a break. Just make sure your sanity is good before you go into this. That's the main thing. And also, always remember, this is extremely luck-based. You would have like 50 sun left, get lucky and get the Scary Scream layout, or you could have 50 sun left and get extremely unlucky and end up getting a layout like this. Holy. So it's very luck based and you are guaranteed to not get it on your first try. Those are some tips and tricks to help you out to get in that sweet badge. Remember, keep your sanity, make sure you don't go insane, and good luck and see you dancing. How the heck did that work? Oh, real quick. This is an example of what I mean when I say the dancer could work out. This is an example. Before I sign you off, here's the example I was talking about. Make sure you protect the dancer because he's really stupid. Here's a big example of what I mean when it's all insta-kills. Make sure you help out the dancer too, because he's really, really stupid. But that's a little example of what I mean from the dancer. If this video helped you out, remember to give it a massive like and sub, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!